What's going on, family? Just tuned in to Real Last Real Radio 104.1 Nightcap of Comedy. Ken Miller and the Big Cheddar tonight. It is Thursday night. James is out. My brother, it is his birthday. James is out on the boat enjoying his family. He done sent us drink pictures, feet pictures. He is having a good time. So happy birthday to our brother, James John. Georgia Virtual Studio with my comedy family. Starting off with the official sponsor from the All Out Office of Kaufman and Lynn and the Under Oath Podcast. www.whenyouneedus.com 407-500 Jeff. This is Jeff the Batman Kaufman. Jeff, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing okay, man. I had a tough day the other day, man, because James and I, James co-hosts a show with me, Under Oath with me for the first segment. And him and I were talking, and we did this old joke we were talking about, when I was talking about, I don't care how offended I am. If the food is good, I'm going to eat there. I got gay friends who force me to drive to Chick-fil-A for them, so they might not want to go, but they'll still eat the damn food. And I go, yeah. And I made this bad joke. I was like, listen, let's say there were these cookies called Hitler cookies and they were good. I would eat the damn Hitler cookies,
Baked extra long.
Oh, yeah. let me just say this. I did this riff on it, and all I know is it got posted, and my mom writes a one-word answer on it. Disgusting. I'm like, uh-oh. I'm in trouble.
You're like, Mom, you haven't even tried Hitler's cookies yet.
You didn't even try the Hitler cookies.
Yeah.
My mom, she would take my calls. She just, and I said, what, did you excommunicate me? What the hell's going on here? And I had to do an apology video. Yeah, that wasn't good, man. I felt really bad.
That's hilarious, bro.
Yeah. And everyone's like, well, don't you feel bad? I don't feel bad for you. I feel bad that my mom gets the apology. None of you riffraff get it.
Yeah. Yeah. I was about to introduce him, but let's talk about how Miguel froze right now, though. Look at that. Hey, look at him, man.
Miguel looks like he did a baseball game, and it's gone. Yep.
Hey,
you don't understand. We're all different places, and we rely on our internet. Well, Miguel does these shows at the Sausage Castle, and their internet, they're still doing AOL dial-up.
Yeah, they gotta have a CD internet, because ain't no way that you got something that popular in Florida. Your internet this bad. That reminds me too, when famous comedians log into our show and their internet is trash. I'm like, yo, you're a millionaire.
You're rich.
Go get an extender, bro.
Yeah, I know that you're the spokesman for Cricket, but that don't mean you have to use it.
Go get an extender. Because I got the extenders now, man. Have you noticed how better mine is?
Yep.
Yeah, I got the extenders, man. I shout out to the kid at Spectre. I'm about to call it Bright House. I went in there with attitude, and he was so nice. And then I was like, all right, man, let me be cool.
How can you give another guy crap on tech when this is what you do?
Because their internet is trash, bro. Their internet is so bad. So I'm in there telling this kid, he's like, yeah, I know it's bad. He said, well, the reason why, because you got to get the new modem, you got to get the new router, you got to get the new towers. And then he gave me free TV.
Ooh.
Because the one thing me and my wife did not want to get rid of was Spectrum cable. But it was so expensive because it has all the channels we like. It got all the Spectrum, got all the black channels, all the good Spectrum.
Wait. You got free TV?
Yeah. Only on the app. You got to use the Spectrum TV app, but it's free for a year.
Because I don't even use my TV anymore. I use my iPad.
Yeah. You can watch it on the iPad.
Oh man.
And because I love CF News 13. That's like my favorite news station, even though they play the same stuff over loop. And so, and I feel like
you just like watching attorney commercials. That's 9 attorney commercials every 10 minutes.
Boy, watching Dan Newley walk on top of a truck.
Yeah, I'm like, Dan, come on, man. You can't afford to die. You the money.
So
you the face.
I feel like the internet has been a little better since we got all the towers. So, but yeah, it gave me Spectrum TV, man, and I got to watch. I haven't had watched A&E in forever because I got YouTube TV. Shout out to our boy Devin for letting me use YouTube TV. And A&E, all they play all day now is like wrestling documentaries. That's it, Miguel. Like the wrestlers of the 80s, wrestlers of the 90s, the dark side of wrestling. That's all A&E. The one about the ring at the Sausage Castle.
Yeah. Lost Treasures.
Yeah, dog. All they play on A&E now is WWE stuff, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, we had Jake the Snake here that day, and Jake the Snake hung out all day, and it was like 105 degrees. And I'm gonna tell you, when Jake the Snake starts getting a little loose and telling you stories, it goes from your jaw drop to you being like, "Get out of my house right now! Get out of my house right now, you horrible creature!" Jake the Snake was wild. He was a real cool dude too. But man, once he started vibing, what? Because these guys, you gotta understand, man, they were top of the world at a
Yep.
time when what magazines printed about you was the truth, nothing else. So whatever a magazine said was real. So you could do whatever. Nobody had a camera in
Well,
your
they didn't have
face.
phones. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
I mean, but you listen to the stories about the Diddy parties. I mean, that's crazy, but that's been going on for God, 50, 60 years in Hollywood. That's not
yeah.
new.
Playboy made a magazine about it. You
Yep.
know, like
If you
yeah,
were famous one bit, I mean, you want to look about bad stuff. I was watching a thing on Drew Barrymore the other day, and at 10 years old, she's in the clubs doing stuff with adults and went into
bro.
rehab at like 11 for 18
I
months.
don't care how
Ooh.
fun the party is. If there's a 10-year-old rolling up
Oh,
joints and breaking out lines on the table, I'm like, hey, this is I'll go. I'll go to the all night skate or something lame, because I'm not that. To me, I'm like,
oof.
there isn't a single person at that party that's a good human being. If you
Yo, at
stay,
all.
You
if
know what
you
her mother said? You know what her mother said? I could have been a better parent.
yeah,
Yo.
What?
what,
What? Other than sticking the crack, the cocaine
yeah,
into her nose, what did you do?
I tell you
They
this much, like
paid.
I'm Latino. I've been to 107 parties where the kids were up too late. That's our sin. I'm not gonna lie. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. The kids are sitting there trying to go to sleep, and we're dancing. But still, I've never. When I heard about that stuff, because I heard about the stuff like back in the day with Drew
Horrifying.
Barrymore. What's the other one? Brooke Shields.
Yep.
They got Brooke Shields posing nude at like 12, 13.
Yeah, but
There's
her mom,
no.
had a little more. That was all like staged to get her more celebrity. Not like, hey, do cocaine in the back room with all these bad dudes.
It's all just like, where the hell's the parents at?
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
Like,
you, do you
Hey,
remember your kid when they were 10? I mean, Ken, you're 10-year-old. Imagine them going, hey, where is he? Oh, she's at Studio 54.
man, everybody at Studio
Somebody dead.
54.
Rat,
Everybody
tat,
at
tat,
Studio
tat, tat.
54. I'm gonna go back to what you said, Miguel. The difference between you at the family party and her at a Hollywood function with a
yeah,
bunch of adults. That's because you go to your
Yep.
family reunion or somebody's having a party at the house. Usually, yeah, the grown-ups gonna be in the one room, all the
yeah,
kids be in the back. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna sneak up there, get some sodas and food, and sneak it
yeah.
back. But that was you because your parents was
Oh, you
partying in the front.
even a drink. Hey, somebody snuck a bottle
Yeah,
back there.
Yeah,
Okay,
somebody,
but
yeah,
that's
somebody
not,
snuck a
hey,
beer back there,
kid,
and
my
you're
kid's
like,
at Studio 54
ooh,
doing cocaine.
yeah.
No,
Somebody like, yeah,
stop it.
nobody went to the front and grabbed the pipe and was like, yo, I got the pipe. Who
yeah.
down?
I remember helping like bust tables at the party at my family's house, because I knew people thought it was cute and would like throw us some money. Oh, because my mom and dad had parties, and so I'd be around picking. I remember getting people beers and stuff. But I remember having
Oh,
meetings. We would have meetings like me and my sister, and I'd be like, "All right, man. Last time we wasn't running enough ice. I'll take these tables. You take because it was fun. It was fun for little kids to be like, hey, we're playing
Yep.
bartender, we're playing this.
yeah.
But if I walked, I mean, honestly, God, if I walked in, this is how, if I walked in to somebody's house now at this day and age, and their 10-year-old kid was smoking a cigarette openly, I'm gonna chew everybody out. I don't
Yeah.
care. I'm not a parent. There's sometimes when I'm gonna step in and be like, hey, this is horrible.
I don't know. Here's how I feel nowadays. Remember that Stand By Me? River Phoenix and
Yeah,
Stand By Me. And you know how that ended? He stepped in between two people and he got shot. That's the end of Stand By Me, where they say that, a little spoiler, if you hadn't seen it, that's 30 years ago.
Spoiler
But
alert.
but when you get involved in somebody else's nonsense, you know, it's sad, but you lose every time because somebody blames you for it. And it happens to me all the time where people go, hey, Jeff, I need you to help me with this. And I waited, hold on a second.
Yeah, because you're a lawyer too. Like, yeah, people think also like, hey, Jeff, you're a lawyer. My wife sucks. And you're like, what is that? I don't. They're like, fix it.
Yeah, there's no. The hard thing is when somebody tells you their story and they sell themselves as the hero of the story, and they don't realize sometimes that they're the villain, and you have to give them the bad news.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And
tell you
I
the
had to
villain.
do that the other day. Some dude called me and he was like, "Hey," he tells me this whole story. I said, let me give you a hypothetical, and you tell me who the bad guy is in the story. And I read it to him. He goes, "Well, I know I did wrong. Well, then what are you calling about? You need to
Listen,
fix it."
Jeff, Drew Barrymore called me. She's 11 years old. She said, I don't got no more cocaine. And I thought to myself, if I don't get her some, that poor little girl's going to have to ride her bike down to the trap. So I came over and I brought her some locally sourced GMO-free cocaine.
Crap.
Organic.
Yeah, to protect that little girl.
Yo, I want to go back to, man, the childhood of being the kid, and we talking about in your home, being the kid at the party, because I would DJ. You know what I'm saying? I would DJ. It was always a point in the party, especially in the black community, where all your parents would be like, "Hey, y'all come in here, show them that dance."
Oh,
You know how many times I did the hump? You know how many times I did the Humpty dance, bro? I love that, man, and it sucks because like with my kids, they wasn't like I didn't have their friends' parents wasn't cool. I wasn't cool with their parents like that.
yeah.
Where and because I lived in the projects, and the projects, everybody cool. So you block party and you spend a night. If you know somebody in the projects, that person now is your aunt or your godmother or your uncle. That's uncle or my cousin. People like, yo, that's your real cousin. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so that's a different atmosphere, Miguel. I keep going back to it because I keep thinking about how we were kids at parties compared to a Hollywood celebrity at a party with adults that's not her family.
Well, do you remember too when we were kids at parties, like when you and the cousins got together? Like, I remember this. I had more because my mom has 9 sisters and 2 brothers. So it was, and some of my aunts were 17, 19 years old when I was a kid, So they're just babies watching babies. But I remember straight up, my aunts and my sisters would be together putting on some kind of like talent show. And I'd be sitting there. If guy cousins were around, I'd be like, look at this gay nonsense. And if no guy cousins were around, I was like, Melinda, can you please write me into the talent show? I'll tap dance or something. Like I'll sing as reading men. I got better moves than all y'all.
Yeah.
Because all you wanted to do was hang out. And that's something to me. Like I tell people, so I had an older sister. I had a lot of a lot of male role model figures around because one, I lived on a lot of military bases. For people who don't live on military bases, the unit does everything together. So the unit does everything together.
Everything. The amount of cookouts we done went to at some sergeant's house.
Yeah. And then there's always like 4 or 5 dudes that's real. For me, it was my dad, real close to my dad. For you, it would have been you guys because you guys were in from another MOS. And when they come in, like my dad got to be like, "Hey, everybody, this Ricky, he a dumbass grunt. But he cool,
He ain't passed the ass vab.
Yeah, everybody laugh. And that was your extended family to the point where like those children and you did everything with these groups.
Bro.
Everything. And then when somebody wasn't around for something, it was like, hey, like you so-and-so's not gonna be here. You like, God damn it. Me and him, we've been working on that BB gun hole. We've been digging to hunt us. We're gonna shoot a dog. Listen, and let me tell you something that's too about dogs growing up. I am glad the world's view on dogs have changed and that people treat dogs like these beautiful, loving creatures they deserve to be. But when I was growing up, dogs were cool, but they were the ops sometimes.
Hey, hold that. Yeah, we got conversation, but we got to go commercial break. We be right back. Real Laughs, Real Radio 104.1. We are back, Real Last Real Radio 104.1, your nightcap of comedy. Ken Miller in the big chair tonight. Happy birthday to our brother James. Join the virtual studio. Jeff the Batman Kaufman from the Law Office of Kaufman and Lynn and the Under Oath Podcast. When you need us.com 407-500. Jeff, slip or fall, car accident, kicking the ass, call Jeff. Also, Miguel Colon Jr., man. Hey, we left, we were talking about dogs and not where my dogs at, but dogs, man. What you got, Miguel?
Listen, man, like I said before the commercial break, I truly am happy how dog culture has evolved because dogs, people love dogs when we were growing up. But if you didn't love a dog, it didn't get people mad. People were just like, oh, they treat their dog horrible, whatever. That was life. Now people care. And I love that because dogs are amazing. But the side note of that is these children nowadays, they're not growing up in a world where dogs are also some of their enemies. And I grew up, there was a dog in our neighborhood when I was in junior high. His name was Jojo. He was a Chow Chow, the most dangerous dog of our time. The most dangerous dogs of our time were Chow Chow. Pit bulls were on the scene, but unless you like had a junkyard or you was running a lot of dope, you didn't have a pit bull. Nope. But Chow Chows were monstrous in our area. And here's the thing. Jojo would get out and terrorize the neighborhood like Heathcliff, biting asses, chasing people off bikes, to the point where every now and then you'd be riding your bike and you'd look in your back and you'd see Jojo. And you had to haul. You had to haul because if he got you, you were going to get into a physical fight with a dog. And I tell these children nowadays, I'm like, you never been squared up with a dog before. Nope. You never been in a fight with a dog who's in it. You got to fully commit. You got to whoop this dog's ass. And then he just limps away and you go about your day. And then you still got to get to homeroom.
You limp away too, though.
Yeah, this is 8 o'clock in the morning. You come into school looking all beat up. Everybody's like, what happened? You like, Jojo got me. They're like,
no, because you know why? We rode our bikes to places back then.
Yeah.
Kids don't do that because you can't trust it. And you knew there was one neighborhood that there was a wild dog at. And you go, okay, you go 3-4 blocks. And then you go, uh-oh. And you'd be looking around and you knew which bad dog was in what area.
Jeff, 3 things about that neighborhood. 1, it was the fastest way to anywhere you're going.
Yep.
2, it had the cutest girl who was only allowed to sit on her stoop, so you never saw her anywhere else, so you had to pass by. And 3, it's just like sometimes you like, hey, boys, I think I'm going to start a fight with a dog today. Like, you know.
Yeah.
I'm brave. That's it.
What would kill me, man, I grew up in the projects. You're not even allowed to have a dog. But people had dogs.
Yep.
I don't know what it was. Dobermans, German Shepherds. First of all, black people should never own German Shepherds. That's the one dog we should never have. That's the civil rights dog. That dog got some racism in him.
Well, hey, listen, I'm not going to argue with you, okay?
We should never own a German. German Shepherds are the most evil dog in the history of dogs, bro.
Hey, you think you had a problem with German Shepherds? You got to talk to my people.
Bro, we talking about racism in America.
Co-signed a lot of BS.
Yeah, they have been a part of a lot of BS, bro. If you Jewish or black, you should never own a German Shepherd.
Nope.
Yeah.
Never.
No.
Never, bro. But yeah, man, it's so crazy. I'm getting chased by dogs. Somebody posted a meme I saw. They was like, this generation soft. They ain't never been chased by a dog.
Yeah,
and it's chased by dogs real chase. Like it was a part of your day.
Yeah.
And now people got fences.
Yeah, dude. A dog would get out and he would and then the first thing the dog would do is he'd escape. He'd be like, oh man, I got out my yard. I got to whoop somebody's ass. And then you just be minding your business, walking around with the diorama you made for 3rd grade, and you get ready to go to class. You like, this is a pretty good diorama. Yeah, I think I'm gonna win a Pizza Hut book it challenge. And then the dog would just look at you. You'd be like, oh, God damn it. And then the dog would chase you. You'd be running with a diorama, half the run. And then you'd throw the diorama to gain some speed. And the dog would get you. And you'd end up rolling around a sand pit, whooping the dog's ass. And you'd show up to school 10 minutes late. And they'd be like, why were you late? And you bloody. And you like a German Shepherd bit my ass. And they're like, well, you shouldn't have walked that. They didn't even consider you were lying. They didn't say, oh, whatever. They were like, well, you shouldn't have chose that path to walk.
Yeah. Shouldn't have chosen.
Yeah, there was
And
no
that was
school
our
nurse. The
parenting.
school nurse didn't care. You dying?
Mm-mm.
What was that Mr. Chow? Was that Mr. Chow from from the movie? Are you
Yeah.
dying?
But did you
Okay,
die?
did you die?
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let y'all know. My school nurse was a whole molester, bro. Man, when we went to her to get all our physicals for football
Yeah.
and basketball. The way she was like, "Yeah,
In
you
there.
good?" I'm like, "Wait a minute, you."
Yeah.
I
My
just
school
got
nurse, my school
it.
nurse, my school nurse did my physical. And
Yeah,
I remember her putting her hand down and grabbing the junk and just looking at me. And I was like, we're staring at each other too long.
Hold on. I got to ask Ken a question. My military experience might have been different than yours. When we first showed up for basic training, they had us all drop our pants
yep.
and turn around and
Duck walk.
they were inspecting, and I was like thinking and that had never happened to me, much less in a group of like 50 people.
That was the first time I've ever heard they'll grab your nuts and cough.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
they grabbed it and you had to look away and cough. I don't even know what that does. What is that supposed to? What is
It
that
tells
supposed
whether
to?
you have a hernia. It tells
Oh,
it's
okay. Because I was like, what is that supposed to do? But yeah, it was
a
like
growth
that
or
was your
something. Yeah.
so that was your job in the military. You had to grab some private's nuts and be like, all right, look away, private, cough.
Yeah.
And it was like 300, 400, 500 of us. So you just was grabbing
Imagine
balls
the guy
all
comes up
day.
from work, he's eating dinner, and his wife was like, "How was your day?" It was pretty good. None but Asian guys. You know, like,
Yeah. Now here's the thing. I was a medic and I never had to do that. I didn't know
That's
whose
fine.
job that was. I don't even know if he was a doctor. I think
Yeah.
they just go out there and grab somebody's junk today.
Hey, I'm with you. I think Miguel. I think it's just some soldiers. You just
Yeah.
got picked for that duty of
Hey,
grabbing nuts that day.
I need
What
a, I
kind
need,
of
I need a
what
working
kind of medal did you
party.
get for that one? Does it come in like
Yeah.
testicles?
The dude was like, "Hey, I need a working party. I need 4 volunteers." For what, Sergeant? I need 3 volunteers. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, it had to be. There's no way. But
The wellness
also
one, did you
too,
guys get the scoliosis one? The scoliosis check. They would take us into a closet and like the school nurse would check the girls. She'd have them take their shirts off and check their backs and see if their backs were crooked. And then for the guys, it was like the janitor. They were like, "Hey, Mr. Harry, he going to see if y'all got scoliosis." And we're just taking our shirts off alone in a closet with a janitor. And he drinking Rumple Mints like, "You ever killed a man?
Yeah.
I killed a man in the war."
hey, yo, now I don't remember that one. That one I don't.
No,
But
no,
I
I
do
don't.
remember the creepy ass nurse we had that
Yeah.
was like filling us up, and I'm like, yo, is this illegal?
Yeah.
Now that I'm older, I'm like, yo, I
Do you
could
know?
have did some
Do
things.
you know how many? It's weird. In the last month, like 3 really good-looking women have been busted screwing around with kids in Florida, and I'm like, going,
And,
if you're in that
and
position now, you're going. Every one of these kids is going to tell. What is wrong with you?
so this is the thing, and Miguel, you got to agree with me on this one. If it was the 1990s and we had beautiful teachers like that, and I got to sleep with one, I ain't telling nobody.
Man, that's the problem.
I ain't,
I
I
don't
ain't
know.
telling
I don't know.
nobody.
I don't know. You telling your boys? You
I ain't
telling?
telling nobody.
I'm
Kid,
telling
kid,
everybody.
I ain't telling
listen,
nobody.
maybe the
If I had
first,
a fine teacher, I ain't telling nobody.
maybe the first few times, but the minute the boys is all clowning on you, "Hey, Ken, yo punk ass, blah blah, where you go?" "Oh, I'm gonna go bust up Miss Anderson." Been wanting to tell y'all that. Been wanting to tell y'all that. Yeah,
Oh, by
me
the way,
and the janitor.
by the way,
Me and the
Miss
janitor.
Anderson was my math teacher who I wanted to smash. By the way, so
Yeah, see, me and the janitor running a train on her. We was drinking some Rumple Mints in the closet talking about her.
bro. Hey, that was just me. I didn't talk like that. Like the nurse thing I just told y'all. This is the first time I've said that in 30 years. Because
Hold on. I'm doubting you had real boys then.
I did, but
I
I'm
don't.
telling
No,
you, bro.
no. Miguel,
Yeah.
Miguel, hold on. No, no.
Hey,
I'm with Jeff on this one. Me and my
Nope.
boys.
hey,
We
we-
told
hey,
everything.
hold on.
Everything. Oof.
I gotta whisper, bro. I've done some. With my first wife, I did some bad stuff on the side. I ain't tell nobody.
That's because it's on the side,
No,
kid.
on the side. We're not talking
I
high
don't tell
school.
nobody.
High school. Listen,
I
nowadays,
keep
listen.
I keep
I
it to myself, baby. I'm
High
that
school, you
guy,
so
bro.
booby, you told everybody.
yeah,
I
I'm
ain't
with
tell no.
Jeff.
I promise you, bro.
I believe
I
you.
keep stuff
I
that to
believe you.
myself.
But
I
I'm with
believe you,
Jeff
but you don't
where
seem
I would have
normal.
been.
That ain't normal.
Yeah. Yeah. As a grown man, yeah, man, don't say that's a lesson you have to learn. A lesson you have to learn as a young man is don't brag about
You know,
sexual
shut
conquest.
your ass
It
up.
gets you nothing. It gets you nothing. But as a young man, the first time these fingers made their way inside Stankonia, oh bro. Bro, I was telling the mailman, he was dapping me up.
Hey,
He was
he was
like,
like,
"That's what
put it.
I'm talking
He's
about,
like, put it right here. Put it right here, real quick.
young buck."
Do,
Oh,
do
young
you
buck.
remember that scene?
She's ovulating. You know?
There was a scene in Pretty in Pink where Anthony Michael Hall gets a pair of panties and he's in the bathroom. There are like 700 dudes in the bathroom. He's showing these underwear too.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's the way it works.
no. This dude just said she ovulating. Hey, dog. Hey, man.
Janice said, "Hey, let me get." Oh, Filipino. You know.
I tell you the one time I told something, and it was on myself. On my college tours, right? And I'm messing with this girl. Me and my homeboy, we sharing the room. We got these girls in there, and we're all 17, 18. And I put the Jimmy on for white people. That's
Mhm.
condom. And I'm in there, and I'm like this, Jeff. And she's like, "It's not in." I was in between the thighs, bro. I was in the thighs, and I let it go. I finished. She
Oh,
get
in
up
them thighs.
in the thighs. She get up and leave. My homeboys come in there. It's like 20 of us sitting in the hotel room. They was like, "Yo, dog, what happened?" I said, "Yeah, man. I finished." And I told them the story about the thighs. It's like, "Where the condom at?" I said, "I still got it on."
Oh yes.
That's the only time I've ever said something like that. I got back to the school. The whole school knew the story before I got back to school.
She told.
One of my basketball coaches walked up to me and was like, "Zoop." The whole school knew before I got back, bro. So after that, I was like, I ain't telling nobody nothing else.
I went to law school with this girl, and this guy was like he was like the top prospect in law school. And one night he went out with her, and she told everybody how it went disastrous. And everybody in the school, every time they saw this dude, they call this guy Blanks because he he like busted outside. And she told everybody that he didn't even get there, and it happened. And
Yeah.
the sad thing is, as an adult, we're all looking at you going, "Oof, oof."
Hey,
Good for you. Hey, that's something good for you, dog. Hey, the least amount of work to get there. If I could just mentally get there,
hey, man.
I
got
envy
that.
dudes who are into feet. I'm like, you lucky animal. You ain't even got to do nothing. You know?
Being in the feet is wild, bro.
It's
Hold on. I had
It's
to deal
wild.
with this at my office.
Being in the feet is wild.
Hold
Being
on.
in
We
the
close
feet-
to the break.
We got 45 seconds to the break.
Okay. All right. I had the receptionist says to me, "Hey, Jeff, I got a problem. The guy who delivers some of the, I can't even say what he delivers. He's always wanted me to show me his feet." And I'm sitting here going, how do I even have this conversation in today's world? So I didn't know. And I like the guy who delivers the stuff. So I was trying to figure out how to allow this guy to save face. So on Amazon, I ordered these gorilla feet. And I said, before he comes in next time, I need you to stick these gorilla feet on and see his reaction, and maybe say, Jeff told me to wear these every time you came by. Just so that he knew and that I knew.
That's hilarious.
Crazy.
All right, man. We got to go to commercial break. We'll be right back. Real Last Real Radio 104.1. Real Last Real Radio 104.1. Your nightcap of comedy. Ken Miller in the big chat tonight. James is out. Happy birthday to our dog, James, our fearless leader, James. Is out. He's the Black Lion, so happy birthday to him. Miguel had to step off, man. Miguel is at work tonight, so he had to get his work on. Join the virtual studio with Jeff Kaufman from the Law Office of Kaufman and Lynn and the Under Oath podcast, www.whenyouneedus.com, 407-500-JEFF. So when we went to the break, we were talking about, I'm going to say losing virginity. Losing virginity. So, Jeff, you want to tell your story first or want me to tell me mine?
I'll let you tell yours.
So I'm gonna tell you my story, Jeff. This is how I lost my virginity the first time because
What
she
do you
told
get?
me
Would you find the Lord and get a second chance?
no, she told me that it didn't count. This is what
Well,
the
she
girl
would
told me.
know. She
This
would
what
know.
so everybody know that listen to this show. I worked at the infamous Parker Brothers Chicken and Fish, and we had this girl working with us. She was 20 years old. She had a baby, and she was on probation. And I was funny. I was always the funny guy at work, Jeff. I always joking, I always making people
Yep.
laugh. And one day we cleaned up. She working late night. And she wasn't supposed to. She had to get signed off from her probation officer to work late night because she was supposed to be home by 7.
Yeah.
And so she's like, we were working. She's like, "You're very funny. Can you walk me home?" I said, "It's cool," because walking her home, and then I go left, I go back to the projects where I grew up. I walk her home. She said, "You're very funny," and she kissed me. Now she's 20, I'm 17.
Ooh.
I'm like, I get back to the house. I call my boy Alex. I'm like, "Yo, this is it. I think I done met the one I'm about to marry." You know, I'm 17, Jeff. I don't know no better.
You're in love. You're
I'm
in
in
love
love.
already.
We
Yep.
go back the next day, and she worked the morning day, like the mid shift, so she can be gone. And I come in at 4. And so she was like, "Hey, we talking, whatever." I take my break, and she's like, "Hey, have you ever had sex?" I said, "Nah, I'm a virgin." She said, "I'm gonna fix that." I said, "Okay."
Ooh.
So a couple weeks later, me and my mom got into a really big fight, and my mom kicked me out the house. So I went to go live with my brother Reggie. So I go live with my brother. My brother Reggie's like, "Hey man, I'm about to go to Philly to see some girls." I'm like, "Yo, I'm 17." He said, "Yeah, yeah, you good. It's
You good.
food in there.
Food in the refrigerator.
Yeah, you good. Just lock the door." So I'm 17 years old. My brother ain't got nothing but ramen noodles and water in the house. I tell this girl, she comes over. Now remember, she's 20, I'm 17.
Yeah.
She brings her baby over. She had a baby, bro. I'm 20. She's 20. I'm 17. Which back in the 90s, y'all, this was acceptable.
It's still acceptable. 17,
It's
20 work. Yeah.
so she puts the baby to sleep, and we go to do the deed. It's a song by Shy called "Comforter." The intro is about 37 seconds, and then he says, "Lay down." The song starts. When they said "lay down," I was finished. I was done. I had finished what I had done. When I got finished, she looked at me. She said, "Yeah, you still a virgin." And that was it. I don't even remember the
Is there a
girl's
time
name.
limit? Is there a time thing on it where you got to at least be going for 27 seconds?
Hey, this criminal told me I'm still a virgin. She got her baby, got up, left, and got home before 7 o'clock, so she wouldn't be in trouble with her probation officer. So yeah, that was my losing my virginity at 17 to a 20-year-old woman.
I, you know, I don't think the time is a factor in this situation.
Hey,
but
I'm just telling you what she told
she just
me.
wanted you to feel bad. She goes, "I didn't get mine, so you ain't getting yours." The getting yours was I did it.
37 seconds, bro.
Oof.
37 seconds, bro. That's like that 37 seconds is me like, "Hey, coming to the stage. He writes comic books. He's a comedian. He does this. Jeff Kaufman." That's 30. Me introing you, Jeff, to come on stage is how long it took me to.
That's my commercial on the Jumbotron. That's what it is.
How old are you, Jeff?
My next commercial should be like, "Just so you know, this commercial lasted
longer than Ken in high school."
Could you imagine going, "You're not going to believe this. I was at the football game and Kaufman told you a story on the Jumbotron."
To the point where one of my friends that all know this story, we still laugh. If "Comforter" comes on if the song is called "Comforter" by Shy, if it comes on, I automatically start laughing. So I'm driving back from Atlanta with my wife. The song comes on, Jeff. I start laughing.
Ooh.
She said, "What you laughing for?" I said, "Yeah, I lost my virginity to this song." And she gets upset. I said, No.
Click.
No. I said, "It's not what you think." I tell her the story. She started laughing.
Okay.
So,
but she said it counts.
Yeah. Nah, she would say the same thing. She said, "Yeah, I would have said the same thing. It don't count."
It counts. But I mean, I don't know. I think when you're that age, you think it. We didn't have a lot of references.
Nah.
So we had magazines.
Your magazines. We had our parents' adult movies, but not like now where you could pick your phone up and just and see everything.
There are websites on how to do it, We were like, we didn't know. We didn't know where. When I was a kid, I didn't know where it was. I was like, I don't know. And back then, there was foliage, so it was like, you couldn't see
Hey,
what was going on in there.
I knew because we had to take a sex ed class in the 90s, and the teacher pulled
I
a
didn't have it.
banana out. They put a banana out and taught you how to put a condom on a banana. They tell you pinch the
Yeah,
top,
we didn't get that. We didn't
roll it
get that.
down. Yeah, that's why so many condoms broke for y'all, and that's why all them 80s people got AIDS. But look, and
Yeah, that's the reason.
and it's funny too, because Jeff will tell you in the military, condoms were free. You go to the clinic, they had a fishbowl.
But they still didn't use them. I was in Panama, and I was working the aid station in the middle of the night. And let's just say this, about 20 soldiers came in and needed shots, for gonorrhea. Now, here's the thing about gonorrhea. If you got it in your records, your wives could read your medical records. So it could never be put in your medical records. So we had, let's say, a high-ranking NCO made it clear to me that none of this was going to be in anybody's records. And it kind of blew up on me a little bit because about a week later, they go, where is all this missing penicillin? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And I mean, it was a lot of vials of penicillin, and that was, you could sell that for good money. And I had some issues with the government over that one. They were like, hey, what happened? And you didn't tell. That was the one thing in the military, you don't tell. These are people you rely on.
No. We protected our friends. Even we protect our friends.
If two people, they don't care. Oh, I saw you shoot them. No. I have two people who said they saw me not shoot them. That was enough. The numbers game was saved you. And people don't. That's why when I get so mad about that when I hear people nowadays say, hey, if you get an illegal order, don't follow it. That's our politicians are saying that. People who've never served. And you go, listen, in the field, you do what you're told to do. You don't get to make choices. You don't get to go, I wonder if this is okay. No, there's no wondering, because your officer will shoot you. I saw an NCO. We were on a range. An NCO hated it that one of the enlisted men under him shot him dead at a range. And they didn't punish him to save it. Yeah. But those were different days, man. But yeah, you can't.
I'm glad I wasn't in when you was somebody.
Well, it's different days. Nobody. I was also in an infantry unit, dude. You were.
Yeah, I wouldn't have shot nobody. Yeah, I was a computer guy. I wouldn't have shot nobody.
Did they even give you a weapon?
Yeah, man. I was M16.
Oh, when you're how when you were working? Hold on. When you're doing your thing with the president.
Oh no, no. Fort Huachuca, yes, I had weapons. Fort Huachuca, we had M16.
Right.
I was a saw gunner. I had a saw gunner. Yeah. But now,
when you're doing tech, I had a 45, the same 45 for 3 years.
Well, so in DC, the Marines were our security, so they had guns. We didn't have guns. Like my whole 5 years in DC, I never went to the range because I already had qualified. They was like, "You good?"
No, I had to go back. I had to go back a lot because I did a lot of ranges. Every year we had to requalify.
And I love the range, bro. I love the range.
I did, but I was in Egypt and I was in charge of a 45 range. I was the doc in charge of the range. And there were supposed to be like 500 people shooting and only 10 people showed up. So we had to shoot all the rounds. And I think there were like 10,000 rounds among 10 of us. And firing 1,000 rounds of 45 ammo will wear you out. And I've never had a desire to go, oh, let's go shooting. No, I'm good. When you have to reload, basically 7 rounds inside in a mag and do hundreds of those, you don't care about anything anymore. It's not fun for me. But I know that people love it. That's their thing. Man.
Yeah. I love the range, but it's funny because now that I'm out the military, I'm not a gun guy.
Oh, tell me this. Do you want to camp?
What?
There are people out there. Hey, Jeff, you want to go camping? No, I was a professional camper.
No, I ain't
going out,
bro. Let me tell you something. If I go outside my house after 10 o'clock, I got a stick with me. That's not even my thing anymore, bro. Like I'm never, like my wife, like we gotta get gun. I'm not a gun person anymore. But in the military, I love going to the range. I love going to throwing grenades. That was my favorite thing. Blowing up the Claymore mines. I love that.
Did you ever do the rocket launchers where they had the grenade launchers at the bottom of the M16?
Yes, did that.
It made that sound. It made that punk sound. It go poof,
poof.
That was the
What is that?
weirdest thing. It was like a Nerf
What?
gun that could like take out a tank. It was crazy.
M203.
Yep.
So yes,
M203 grenade launcher.
we got to
Yeah.
shoot the M203. Yeah. Poof. That's what it sounded like when you shot it. Yeah.
Yep.
No, that was one of my favorite guns too. But when I got out, Jeff, I was just
No,
it just wasn't my thing, man. It
I'm
just
not
wasn't my
interested.
thing.
I went
And
to,
it's
I went
it
to, when
go
the
ahead.
firm got my old firm, the insurance companies for our safety said that you guys have to be able to carry weapons. So they sent us to a carry class. You don't have to do it anymore. But I hadn't fired a weapon in 20 years. And I walked in there and they said, well, this is how you hold a weapon. I said, no, this is not how I hold a weapon. And they tried
Nah.
to teach me this way. And I said, well, let me shoot it the way I shot it, 20 years ago. And yeah, you still have the muscle memory. But I had no desire. And a lot of people don't get that. You want to go to the range? No, I'm good. I'm good. I'll watch you.
I'm good. I've done it. I've done it before, man.
Yeah. And they
Well, we
always want
got
to
to get up
drink at the
out of here.
range.
That now drinking and guns is not what I want to
Nope.
do. If I show up to a
Nope.
range and you drinking,
Somebody
going
getting
home.
shot. Somebody
I'm
getting
going
shot.
home.
I'm
taking
going.
my ass home. But yeah, we got to get up out of here, man. We got about a minute and a half left. So who you got this weekend on Under Oath podcast? And I
I
want you to promote the hell out of this one.
Wu-Tang. I got RZA from Wu-Tang on my show. Can't believe it. It was a great interview. We talked about everything about how to every comic books, what the movies. We talked about how you control, how you basically lead a bunch of alpha dogs, which is what he did. And you'll learn something. And I learned something too. And I took a risk at the end. You'll have to wait till the end to see what that was. But
So
it
make
was
sure you
good,
check
man.
it out this
Oh, and the
weekend.
Pirates are playing Saturday at 6:00. See you there.
All right, do that, man. Also, shout out to James John. It's his birthday. I want y'all to go out there, message him, posting his Facebook. Our brother Miguel had to step off because he got to work. This Friday, Deltona. I'm there. Tickets are $8. That's it.
Woo!
It's $8. You can pay $8 to come see me, bro. And after the show, come with me and say, hey, I heard you on Real Last. You get a free shot glass. If you say you heard me on Real Last, you get a free shot glass. Shot glasses are $10. So you pay $8. Shot glass $10. That's $2. Ain't nobody gonna even see. So
You're gonna
bring
run out of those shot glasses. You're gonna run out. They show up.
I got like a matter. What you doing Friday night?
I ain't doing anything.
Man, come by and do a guest spot.
Okay, I'll
right,
do that. I got who's opening? Who's opening for you?
That's a good question. Tim Allen.
Who?
No, Tim Allen. I got Tim Allen.
Wow. Wow,
Yeah,
Tim Allen's opening for you, man.
Yeah, Tim Allen. Yeah, so I've been trying to mix it up with Tim Allen, Chris, and I got Dwayne. If it's a room, Dwayne should headline.
It's Dwayne. Yeah.
If Dwayne headline it, I won't have Dwayne. I think Dwayne should headline that room. So usually I take Chris or Tim Allen with me now. So I got.
What
Tim
time the
Allen.
show start?
I think 8:00.
Okay, I can do it because rush hour on I-4. You don't want to be driving. You sure it's 8? I thought that place normally is 7. Okay.
It might be, Jeff. It might be.
I'm telling you what time your show is.
It might be. Right. It might be. I think it's 8:00. But we got to go, man. This Friday, Deltona. If you listen to the show,
the center at Deltona.
Center Deltona. Go to bonkerscomedy.com. Look up Deltona. You'll see the tickets. They are $8. If you buy them on Friday, they $15, but $8. So come see the kid. I'm Ken Miller. That's Jeff Kaufman. Jeff, man, do me a favor. Tell them what to do.
Take your ass to bed and happy birthday, James.
Good night, family.